Hello there, people of the internet. So I am out here, it gets cold and I'm in the shade and the sun's right there, but that's a little too close to the target for my liking. I am out here with a couple of Carcano rifles, or Carcano rifles, however it is that you feel like pronouncing them. And I have some hand-loaded Carcano ammunition. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to come out here and test out these two rifles and see which of these is more accurate with this particular type of hand load. These are 140 grain hollow points, and these are a 264 diameter projectile. Now Carcanos, these guys have a 268 diameter bore, which is a very unusual version of a 6.5 cartridge. So I load mine with 264. And it doesn't seem to have much of a issue with accuracy, at least not in the ranges that I shoot at. If I were to shoot at like very extended ranges, then I'd probably have to get myself some 268 diameter projectiles. But that being said, we're at about, I don't know, 25 yards or so. So yeah, the issues that we would get from long range lack of stabilization are basically non-existent at this distance. Now this right here is a loading, it's not a full power 6.5 Carcano. I tend to download my range ammunition whenever I come out shooting, but I've never tested to see just how accurate this stuff actually is. Ah, right, my batteries in this thing are dead. So I have two different rifles. This right here is a 6.5 Carcano Troop Special rifle. And it was actually originally a long rifle that was cut down, so this does have gain twist rifling inside of it that was cut down, and as a result, out past like 300 yards, these tend to have trouble with stabilizing bullets. Now, this is a 140 grain projectile. I have no idea how well it would stabilize the projectile of a 140 grain, but I do know that here at 25 yards or so, we're gonna see how good the grouping is with this thing, and we're gonna see just how high this thing is hitting. Now, this right here, these do have a minimum zero of, I believe, about 400 yards, so they are known to shoot notoriously high. However, some, like, you gotta learn your particular Carcano, because some fire quite high and others fire really not that high. So since I only have 6 rounds, I'm gonna do 2 3-round groups. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and just, like, send them down range, and whenever I fire from this one, I'll swap over to my other Carcano. I seem to recall this one being more accurate than this one with these particular hand loads. If I were to stick some actual 268 diameter projectiles in this, might have a different story. But, ooh, that actually looked to be pretty accurate, assuming I'm actually looking at the hole there. But what was I about to say? This right here, they both have gain twist rifling, but this right here does not have a cut barrel with gain twist rifling, so it probably would stabilize the projectiles a little bit better at long ranges. All right, there's one round. I can't quite tell where the hole on that one is. There's 2 rounds. Oh, there's our clip coming out of this thing. This particular Carcano has a little bit of a sticky action on it. And there is 3 rounds. I'm gonna walk down there, see where those rounds hit, and see what kind of spread we have. All right, so this particular Carcano rifle actually gave us a very decent group. I'm consistently impressed with these loads that I use. So I was aiming right about here. We hit about 3 inches high at 25 yards. And this right here is probably about an 1.5 inch group right there. We got 1, 2, 3 rounds all right there. And I was aiming here, so we are favoring a little bit to the right. And, well, I seem to recall that being one of the issues with this Carcano. I don't really have any other 6.5 Carcano loadings to test. This right here is pretty much my primary use. So I'm probably just gonna drift the front sight ever so slightly. And we're gonna see if we can't center that out some. That's something I'll do off camera on my own time, but I'm very pleased with the accuracy of this particular Carcano. Okay, I am noticing that on our one with the bayonet, we have a little cutout section right here on the buttstock. I'm assuming that's for a cleaning rod, because this has a bayonet under the barrel and this one does not. This one probably had a cleaning rod attached to the front at one point or another. Whereas this one right here does not have a nose cap attachment for a cleaning rod, simply because the bayonet's there. So I'm assuming that is why this cutout is here in the buttstock. All right, survey says, well, I don't know what the survey's saying yet. Let's go ahead and load this up. and we'll fire a couple of rounds downrange. This one is a lot less sticky of a rifle than our other Carcano. I just kind of had you guys all the way out there, didn't I? Let me go ahead and send a couple of these rounds downrange. All right, there's round number 1. Hey, where do you think you're going? You guys are reusable brass. You're not going anywhere. Here's round number 2. Yeah, this Carcano is definitely way smoother than that other one. There's number 2. And this right here, there goes our clip. Off to the side, here's number 3. And there is number 3. Let me walk down there and see what that is looking like. Okay. All right. So this right here, it kind of caught me a little off guard. We have 2 rounds right here, and I was confused. I was looking around. I was like, where's the other one? There's no way that I missed it. And I guess I did not, because these 2 rounds right here, definitely more center point of aim than the other one, which hits a little high and a little bit right. I can readjust to hit more center. But if you look very closely right here, the diameter of this hole is about twice as large as this one. We had 2 rounds go very, very close to each other inside of this hole, and that is what we have going on right there. So 1, 2, and 3 right on top of one another. So the group size for this is a little bit bigger. I will give it that. But it's the ones that we have there are dramatically less spread out. If I manage to get that one just a little bit closer, then we're going to go ahead and say that the bayonet one is just more to point of 0, but they both seem to have the same level of accuracy, because this is roughly the same group spreading as what we have seen. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, as far as like hand loads go, especially my very much non-professionally made hand loads, I gotta say I am definitely pleased with the results here. We do have a little bit of primer bulging, so this might be a tiny bit too hot of a charge, but I mean it's very, very minimal. I might bump it down a grain or so. But yeah, these seem to handle my 140 grain projectiles basically no problem. I am very, very pleased with the results that we have seen out here. So I'm going to go ahead and claim this one as the winner just because it is actually, 0 to point of aim. But this one right here, our front sight is dovetailed. So actually it looks like it's off to the side a little bit. Yeah, that is definitely slightly off to the side. And if I were to stick that to where it's exactly in the center, then that certainly explains why we were hitting slightly to the right. Of course, with this particular hand load, this one right here hits like right at center point of aim, and this one right here seems to hit just a few inches high. That's not a fault of the Carcanos. This right here has a Cavalry carbine style sight on it, and I'm not sure what the sight is zeroed on these. I think that those are a 200-yard zero. And this one right here, which shoots a little bit high, has the full-length rifle sight on it. I'm pretty sure that this is a 400-yard zero on this thing. But they both fire, and they both appear to be quite accurate. They both got, I don't know, an 1.5 to 2 inch spread, except for this one. It had 2 right on top of one another. If that other one was just a little bit closer, it would have been perfect. Anyway, folks, appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below, link to all sorts of stuff. Go and go check that out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'm sure I'll see you again on the next episode. All right, since I'm out here spending the ammo, I got myself my very delicate little sight adjustment tools here, a hammer and a screwdriver. And I went ahead and I adjusted the sights on this thing, grabbed myself another 3 rounds of 6.5 Carcano ammunition. And, well, I fired one shot to see just how much more centered it was. And this one seems much, much better now. So now we are still firing high, but I figure since I'm going to go ahead and expunge these 2 rounds downrange just to fully test the zero, may as well record it, throw it in at the end of this video. Come on, baby, get in there. But here we go. This is my fixed sight. There's that one, and let's send one more round since I have it here. Come on, baby. Get out of that gun. Lose that clip. All right. I'm going to wander down there, have a look at that. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and bring you guys with me because why not? All I did was I looked at where the front sight would have been centered at, And I just kind of stuck it back at that center. Who would have thought that a 100-plus-year-old gun might need to be re-zeroed after all of that time? All right, so we are definitely way more towards the point of aim than we were before. 1, 2, 3, right there. My first shot was this one right here. Other two shots still a little bit to the right. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust just a tad more. We adjusted, probably about an inch, so I'm gonna go ahead and do about twice what I just did. And that should put us, although high, that should put us right where we're wanting to be. Alright, I guess I should go ahead and give you guys a conclusion. I smacked it just a wee bit farther. Here's my point of aim. Here's our point of impact. Looks like my windage situation has been resolved. So go ahead and slap that on there, and I will go ahead and start making the next video of me zeroing some of my rifles. So I'm glad I finally got that taken care of. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.